So do you bring other, I mean, he's the programmer and you're the business and the development. Do you bring other people onto your team? Like, do you bring in artists or musicians to fully complement the games?
So what we do is basically JW comes up with ideas and he sketches them in a little sketchbook, and then he makes a prototype in something called Game Maker, which is a really easy tool to use for prototyping. Then what I do is I do the actual programming. If we take it from Game Maker to another programming language, and I do the business, the marketing, and running the company basically. Then what we do is we both are really good. Like we know what we're doing, but we are horrible at art and music and all that stuff. So yeah, we always ask people to help us out. And usually, one of the core people we always work with is Paul Beer, who does art for pretty much every single one of our games. And then we have a few others we like to work with and that we ask to help out on projects, basically on a freelance basis. Um, and that allows us to stay really small and nimble because Flambear in essence is only two guys. So if we want to experiment with the game or just take some time off, we have the ability to do that without running out of money.
Right? When you initially got the people outside of the two of you to come to your project, what was your screening process for getting new people? I mean, did you look at their resumes? Did you interview them, or did you never meet them?
So in the indie scene, that is kind of a thing that just sort of happens. What you do is you attend a lot of conferences, events, and game jams, which are basically small sort of not really contests, but events in which people try to make a game in a set amount of time, usually 2 days or something.
48
Uh,
hours. Got it.
yeah, 48 hours exactly. Um, so we usually meet people there or we know their work, and then we just send them an email asking them whether they would be interested. So basically, we kind of pre-select the people we want to work with. We send them an email, and then we hope they are interested.
When you bring them onto the team, do you have any agreements set up or non-disclosure agreements? Like, do you have any sort of paperwork before you let them work with you, or do you just work based on trust?
No, one of the things that I was taught pretty young is that contracts aren't a bad thing. They're a way to protect friendships and not murder each other. So no, we do always have paperwork in place. We aren't too worried about non-disclosure agreements because we are basically pretty open, and we don't think we would be able to actually litigate against that if somebody broke it. Would be such pretty big waste of time and money on our behalf to do NDAs. But for example, making sure that the rights are in order, that the payment terms are in order, making sure that we don't get stuck having to pay somebody 20% of revenue for all of our lives, basically, because that's what the contract says, and the game only makes €1 a month, but we still have to pay 20 cents a month. That sort of stuff, we don't want that to happen, so we have to work in place to prevent that stuff.